Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a ton of news coming out for a bunch of different wrestling games and a potential major announcement tomorrow for a wrestling game. More on that in a second. So let's go over to X and let's look at all these announcements that are coming to the wrestling gaming community. Alright, so here we are over on X, and we're going to start off with the Smackdown Hotel and WWE 2K25. They posted the new Wyatt 6 quest is coming tomorrow as of making this video, so the 10th, July 10th, to the island. It will be accessible beyond the cemetery gates in the Deadlands without needing to complete any chapters. So you can just go right into it and start the quest. It doesn't matter where you are, chapter 1, chapter 2, or chapter 3. I still need to complete chapter 2 because I'm way behind on the island mode stuff because the way they charge for creation parts and the fact that you can't colorize them, it's a huge bummer. The fact that you can't customize them at all. You can't put logos on them, you can't change the color. And I'm not talking about just in the island mode. I mean, like, you buy them and then you go into the offline mode and they're accessible. You can't do anything with them. You can just put them on. That's it. I can understand not being able to change them or do anything with them on the island, but why not in the other mode? I don't get it. And if your game gets corrupt or you lose your save file, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to buy them again. I haven't had that happen to me yet, but sound off the comments below if that's happened to you, where you've lost your save and you have to rebuy everything, because they need to figure that out, like ASAP, if they're gonna have in-game purchases like that. Anyway, so this is pretty cool. It doesn't say if there's gonna be any rewards or anything. I'm guessing they'll probably have like his hat or something Bray Wyatt-ish, Bray Wyatt-y, or Wyatt family. There is supposed to be Bray Wyatt footage that has never been seen before in this. Take that how you will. I think that was a rumor. I saw it when I was scrolling one day. I don't know if it's true or not, but that would be really cool. It'd be a great way to show some love to the passing of Bray Wyatt. Man, this Wyatt family desperately needs him. They seem like lost sheep without him, and it's so sad to see because they had the greatest debut, I want to say, for a faction pretty much ever. They came out and literally murdered everybody on the roster. Remember Chad Gable? They said he died. That's hilarious. But and then they just booked him so dumb, and now they're in tag team division hell. It's like, I don't know what their plan is with the Wyatt family, but they got to figure it out because right now they've done so much damage to him. I don't know how they can recover without another rebranding of the Wyatt family. Like Uncle Howdy changes his look or something. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I loved it at first, but they're booking. Ugh. Anyway, so the chapter comes out tomorrow. Keep an eye on the channel. I'll probably check it out when I get off work. Now over to Dicky on Wrestling Empire. He posted an update for the Switch 2 version. He says version 1.7.6 is also now live on Switch. I'm guessing he means Switch 2 because he has a picture of the Switch 2 here. Where the bad news is that I still can't automatically detect 1080p. But the good news is you can force it by simply pressing both thumbstick buttons at the title screen. It looks great, it works great, and it unlocks all the other pro features. So it looks like he's having some issues trying to unlock the power of the Switch 2 and using all the features and stuff, the feature set. When he gets it all sorted out, it's probably going to be look really, really good on the system. And I think it looks fine already for its art style and how it runs and how it looks on there. So having 1080p because of the handheld screen, that's going to be really cool. It looks great on the big TV. This is one of the first games I tried. I should have made a video on it. I don't know why I didn't make a video on the channel. I'll have to make a video on the channel because I was having a lot of fun with it. It looked really good. It was more responsive. He added camera controls, not to the extent of the 2K25 where you can use the joystick to change the camera. You use I guess I'll just grab my Switch since it's sitting right here. You use these buttons right here. I want to say like the C buttons or the D-pad or whatever. It feels kind of like a D-pad, but it's supposed to be directional buttons. So anyway, you use that and you can change the camera while in a match. I think that's awesome. and I hope that Ultra Pro Wrestling adds a third-person camera while during matches, because I exclusively play with the third-person camera now in 2K25. I try going back to normal, but looking through the ropes is annoying. So I've been using that, and it's a blast. Plus, on my brain now, it's just automatically pressing the trigger button to do moves. So that's really cool. If you're a Wrestling Empire fan and you have it on the Switch 2, or have a Switch 2, he's working on it, getting it perfect. Give him a couple weeks, maybe months, and it'll be one of the best wrestling games on the system, and probably on any system, because this game, I know a lot of people crap on it, but there's so much you can do in it. Don't sleep on it. And it's only like $20 for a game that you can do so much in. And he's always working on it. He's always adding something to it, making it better. Show him some love. Get Wrestling Empire. It's awesome. All right, on to the next thing. And this is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So 2K confirms that Gen 9 version of the game of 2K26, we're talking about NBA here, will only be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. He goes on later to say that the Switch 2 version will have the feature. It's just it was listed wrong. So basically, if you're comparing it to WWE 2K, it'll have the island or whatever, all those special bells and whistles. The Switch 2 will be the same as PS5 and the Xbox Series X. What I'm seeing here, though, is the game is coming to Nintendo Switch 1, PS4, and Xbox One. Now, this isn't Nintendo's fault for the game coming to last gen. I would say this is Microsoft's fault. They got to make up the lack of sales on that system somehow. And I know there's a lot of Microsoft fanboys out there. I'm not trying to hate on you guys. They've trained you guys not to buy games. You might buy WWE 2K25 or 2K26 or the 2K games in general every year, but for the majority, most people don't buy games on the Xbox. They use Game Pass. So they have to pick up the sale somewhere, and unfortunately, that's going to be on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One until the Switch 2 basically gets big enough to take its place. So what's going to suck about this is the game's skeleton is still going to be held back on next gen or current gen. Now, last gen, PS4, Xbox One, when I'm talking about 2K25 here, WWE 2K25, or 26, I mean, it won't have like whatever the island mode is on last gen. It probably won't be able to do cross saves or cross community creations again. So last gen, they are distancing themselves from last gen, but they're not going to abandon it entirely. Until they do, the game is fundamentally going to be the same until they drop it, because they can't change the core mechanics without dropping last gen. Otherwise, you're making two completely separate games, and they don't have enough time for that. They might have enough money, obviously, because 2K's one of the biggest, richest companies ever when it comes to gaming, but they're not going to take that chance. They're not going to like split the dev team into two and create two huge projects for themselves, especially when they want everybody focusing on the new one. So that might lead to more bugs on the old gen. The community creations be more buggy. That might mean that whatever the island mode is in the next game, 2K26, we might not get that on the PC version once again, because they're going to punish PC players. They do not want the PC players giving away all the island mode cosmetics for free on PC, because once they do that, they'll upload them to the community creations, and it's the snowball effect. I don't think they're ever gonna have cross community creations again with PC. They'll have it with Xbox, PS5, and the Switch 2. I'm assuming the Switch 2 will get the same version. But yeah, going forward, I don't think PC will ever have cross community creations with console again, and that's because of how they're monetizing the island mode or whatever it's going to be called next year. And that sucks. That really sucks, especially for all the awesome creators out there and make great creative wrestlers. All right, now the last topic of this video, and sorry, it's kind of a long video, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff to cover. Now, Mike Straw said, in a response to Retro Madness, he asked, anything else on the wrestling game you hinted at? And now I covered this in my last video. Make sure you go check it out. Mike Straw says, tomorrow at noon, it drops. Now, he doesn't say which time zone that is. That could be any time zone. So I'm Pacific time. That could be 3 in the afternoon, 2, 8, or early in the morning. So I'll have to look at what his time zone is. He says it's an announcement that's been a long time coming that fans of a specific era of wrestling will love, for sure. So my brain goes immediately to Ultra Pro Wrestling's gameplay reveal that they've been hinting at for the last month or two. They did have Melon Bread go over and help them make it. And if Melon Bread's there, then I'm going to guess that, and Mr. Dubs threw this out there, so shout out to Mr. Dubs. I was talking to him about this. I'm like, is it Ultra Pro Wrestling? So props to Dubs. He said maybe there might be a demo announced along with it. That's why they're making such a big deal out of it, because Melibred's there, right? Maybe he got his hands on it and he was able to build a workable demo. Now, like maybe a 1v1 demo, maybe whatever. Maybe the game's a lot farther along than we're thinking here. That would be huge, because they have been pretty dark for a while now. But, and I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Dubs, because I haven't covered this yet. They posted a huge update on everything they've been working on over on their Kickstarter page. Like if you're a Kickstarter backer, we all got this email, and it's this giant list of things that they've been working on that they've also posted on their Patreon. So if you're a Kickstarter backer, go look at your email, because it's probably in there. There's a huge amount of information. Mr. Dubs made 3 videos on it. Go check him out. He did a great job covering all of that. I'm going to get around to it eventually. I just haven't had time to cover it yet. It's a ton of content. Like I said, he made 3 videos. So anyway, go check out his videos on that. There's a lot in there. So anyway, I'm hoping it's Ultra Pro Wrestling. That would be huge. But don't think there would be a demo with it. That's just speculation on Dub's part. So, and myself too, because I'm hoping there's a demo too. That would be freaking awesome. All right, and the other thing was, it could be because Jeff Jarrett announced that he was working with Acclaim again, or bringing back Acclaim. Other people have been saying that it might be the return of Legends of Wrestling. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever played Legends of Wrestling. It's not that great. It's in fact, it's probably one of the worst wrestling franchises ever. It had one of the best rosters. Legends of Wrestling Showdown had every legend you could possibly want in the game. You know, Ultimate Warrior. It had Ultimate Warrior before WWE got him back in, 2K14. But yeah, it had Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. It literally had everybody that you could possibly want that's a legend. Like before, I think it was before Attitude Era. Like all the 80s wrestlers and early 90s wrestlers. It was freaking awesome roster, and that's why everybody bought it. But the gameplay, it used like a rock paper scissors system, and like countering everything. It was just weird, and it felt weird. And the Creator Wrestler was comparable to AEW Fight Forever. Not to take another shot at AEW, but it was limited with what you could do. So that is the information. There's other things. Oh, and I gotta mention this before I end the video, because he said it has nothing to do with AEW, although AEW is in talks and starting the ball rolling for whatever game they have next. It sounds like they're not going to say jack shit until it's super close to release, because they don't want to fall into that pit that happened last time where the fans were demanding, I'm guilty of that too. We were all demanding that the game come out because they announced it 5 years in advance. We wanted to play the damn game, It's like, where is this game that you guys announced? You said it was going to be out by now, and I think that's part of the reason why it came out the way it did. But so they're not going to say anything until it's closer to being finished, like maybe like the last 6 months, the home stretch. So we might not see AEW Fight Forever 2 until the halfway through the PS6 generation, the next generation of consoles, and near the tail end of, I want to say, the Switch 2 console, maybe. It's going to be a while before we get AEW Fight Forever 2 or whatever the heck they want to work on in the meantime. So there's that. He also said it had nothing to do with WWE games. So it won't be anything for 2K. This is something completely different from AEW and WWE. So the speculations run rampant. Like maybe it's Legends of Wrestling reboot. Maybe that'd be cool. Hopefully it's not a collection. Like if they make a brand new game. And that's another thing. If it is Legends of Wrestling and they're announcing the beginning of development, it's going to be another 5-7 year project that we're all waiting on, and people are going to get really annoyed and say it doesn't exist, and it's this endless cycle of waiting for wrestling games to come out, Like, they take a long time to make, especially if you want to make them good. I mean, there's a wrestling game called Pro Wrestling X on Steam that came out like 15, I want to say maybe 20 years ago, and they update it like maybe, if we're lucky, once a year. I don't think that game's ever gonna get finished. They'll come back, they'll make an update or two that barely changes stuff, and then they disappear again for a year. It's like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Anyway, so that's the wrestling news for today. Which of these topics excites you the most? What do you think the big announcement is tomorrow? Do you think it's Ultra Pro Wrestling? It could be the wrestling code. I mean, or do you think it's Jeff Jarrett and Acclaim make an announcement of starting? Or I don't think they can do a collection because of who has the rights to those wrestlers. Does WWE have exclusive rights to Hulk Hogan and all them? I don't know, man. I don't know how those contracts work. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll stop yapping, and I'll see you guys tomorrow around noon. I don't know if I'm going to live stream it or not because it depends on when I get home from work. So we'll play it by ear. Keep an eye on the channel. Might live stream it or not. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Stay frosty.